If you're Anton Forsberg, maybe stay where you're at. Just wherever he is right now, just say nah, nah. I'm just waiting. So the Winnipeg Jets have claimed Anton Forsberg on waivers from Carolina. Remember, they lost Comrie on waivers, and this, of course, was Carolina putting him on waivers after they got him from Edmonton. Edmonton, it sounds like, was kind of hoping to get him back on waivers because of the sudden goalie emergency they're going through. So Anton Forsberg has belonged to 3 different teams in the last week. Hasn't seen a minute of ice for any of them. So we'll see if that's the end of it. If the Winnipeg Jets hold on to him or what. What happens if he ends up back in Edmonton or what. Eric Stahl is considered a game time decision for tonight's game. Not a lot coming out, and you don't expect there to be. There's not going to be a lot. Considering now that they're all divisional games, we may hear even less about injuries than we normally do. It might just be, could be physical. He might be feeling bad. It might just be they're sad. He's sad tonight. Looked like he was walking with a walking boot. He's sad. It's a boot of sadness. So, yeah, Stahl's a game-time decision. We'll see if he's in the lineup for Buffalo tonight. They need him. If you're a Sabres fan again, you got to be kind of thinking, come on, we've got to get this going. He's got to come back. We've got to get off to a better start than this. So we'll see. St. Louis, the good news is Hoffman is set to make his debut tonight against the Colorado Avalanche. So they beat Colorado. Now they get Hoffman in the lineup. But they also lose Sammy Blais. Sammy Blais, the NHL announced yesterday, has been suspended 2 games for the hit on Devon Toews. Devon Toews is okay. So I would think that if he wasn't okay, that the suspension might have been longer. But again, the NHL's suspensions do tend to be kind of unpredictable, which is not something you really want to be unpredictable with, I would think. But yeah, so he's out for tonight's game and then St. Louis's next game as well. They do have the depth to make up for it, especially now that Hoffman's in the lineup. They didn't need him in the first game, and now they have him. So, it could be quite the year for St. Louis, right? I know it's early. It's very early. But it's going to be a sprint. This season is a sprint. Tampa Bay will have Tyler Johnson and Luke Schenn in their lineup tonight. So, Johnson gets waived. He's on the trade block. He gets waived again. And we're all wondering what's going to happen, and it turns out what's going to happen is he's going to end up back in the lineup for Tampa, and this is all done to manipulate the salary cap so they can stay under it. It's bizarre. It's the NHL in 2021. We're going to roll with it. I think it's probably going to happen again next season, too. The flat cap is going to cause this to be a thing for a while. But yeah, so Johnson and Schenn will be in the lineup. That's great news if you're a Hawks fan, because that makes them arguably stronger than they were in their first game. Oliver Wahlstrom has been put on the taxi squad by the New York Islanders. I had hoped that Wahlstrom might make the lineup this year. He had his struggles last year. And yeah, so he's on the taxi squad, meaning he's not playing. I do agree, though, with Steve Yzerman saying that, for Detroit, he doesn't want people to be on the taxi squad for the whole season. So the plan is to rotate guys on and off of the taxi squad as much as possible. Wahlstrom doesn't need waivers, so it makes sense the Islanders would put him on the taxi squad, probably reactivate him here and there. We'll see how many games he gets. It's going to be interesting this year to see how many rookies don't play as many games as they would otherwise, because the team doesn't have to worry about putting them in the lineup. You can just throw them on the taxi squad. I did want to mention that out in New Jersey's game last night, and it was noteworthy, it just wasn't on my board, that Sharangovich had an excellent debut for the New Jersey Devils playing alongside Jack Hughes, which is what the plan was. And we'll see how that tandem goes. Jack Hughes had a really good game last night, so anybody out there saying, this kid's going to be a bust, he's not going to be anything, I would say that last season he had no puck luck, and it looks like this season he's stronger. He's making some smart decisions right out of the gate. We'll see how it goes. Again, the season's a sprint, so all you need is a few good weeks, and suddenly you've had a very good season. That could be 10 games right there in 3 weeks, right? So yeah, Sharangovich, a good pickup for the New Jersey Devils. And noteworthy too is that Subban played almost half that game. He played over 30 minutes. So PK Subban is being relied upon heavily by New Jersey. We'll see how he responds. And of course, the big storyline last night was Kaprizov for Minnesota with a goal and 2 assists. If you don't count that McDavid guy, then Kaprizov's goal and 2 assists was startling. What also was startling was he did play 21 minutes and 52 seconds in last night's game. So it's not like he wasn't playing a lot. It's not like they spoon-fed him minutes and they made sure that he didn't get tired out or overwhelmed. They just throw him right to the Wolves, and he did very well. So early returns are good for Minnesota. We'll see if it stays that way. But 21 minutes and 52 seconds, your NHL debut is pretty good. That's pretty solid for a rookie. And then he was the one that got the overtime winner as well. Absolutely fantastic goal. So we'll see how things go for Minnesota. The good news, though, for Minnesota is that means that they're automatically more exciting to watch than they were last year, which is a benefit to a guy who watches all the hockey games. And last but not least, we still aren't sure, and I looked this up while I was throwing this all on the board. We still don't know why Mike Smith was declared unfit to play. It seems like it's a day-to-day thing. It doesn't sound like it's anything major, but they had to call up Skinner, Stuart Skinner, to be the backup last night, which is why they would have wanted Anton Forsberg back. But, Smith unfit to play. We're not sure why. And so that'll be a mystery for now, but we'll see how long he's out. From the sounds of it, from the way that they're playing it off, it doesn't sound like it should be anything major for that long. But again, we may get less information than we normally do because every single game is a divisional game, and you don't want to give your divisional opponents any information that they can use against your players at a later date. So it could be very quiet when it comes to any kind of injuries or anything else. But there you go. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below as always. Don't forget to hit like and subscribe if you're browsing your way through. You just happened upon this video. Thank you guys so much for all your support along the way. To everybody who's subscribed recently, thank you. We are looking at probably having a live stream on Sunday. I'm thinking Sunday might be the first time because this schedule is very compact. So with all the games and all of that, and we don't do live streams during games, Sunday's probably the earliest that we'll be able to have a live stream. But stay tuned for that. Thank you guys so much for everything. I will talk to you again soon.